All right, yeah, welcome to Anon of the Week, episode 18. Uh, Very lazy, sort of slow-paced, relaxing song, and I'm also very tired, staying up all day, but we'll still do it. We'll still get it done, and we'll still discuss Chinese cartoons and politics, both. And yes, everyone go watch Ari. It's one of the best anime ever made, if not the best. Today with me, I've got Constantine, who's welcome to unmute. Who got cucked out of 2 shows, but is now here to fill in this sleepy show.
The man that was cucked to death is now here.
Oh man, I think you're probably going to be a little, hold on, let me turn you up. Try talking again.
Hello?
Oof. You are quiet, my man.
Do you have me max volume?
I do. I
How
could.
about now?
You're still pretty quiet.
How about now?
You're the same.
Oh, I don't know how to fix this.
Go to your audio panel and boost your mic output. So you go to your, click your little thing with the speaker, playback, recording devices, go to your mic, properties, levels, and if it doesn't go any higher, then you can make sure the levels are maxed. If they're not, I don't know if I can know. If they're already maxed, I can try turning up on Discord, hopefully, I mean, on OBS specifically.
How about now?
A little better.
Let me try and change it here.
Oh, turn up Discord on Sound Mixer? Oh, yeah, it might actually have been quieted by me having YouTube open. That's probably it, actually. Never mind. So now, hold on, let me turn you down. Now I'll talk in a second. That's right. It was actually auto mixed. Now try talking.
Hello?
Alright, now you're more than loud enough. Okay. That was my fault. Alright. No problem. Alright, now we should be fine. Okay. Audio troubleshooting. Hallmark of the stream. Okay. So, do you even watch seasonal anime, Constantine, or are you a fake weeaboo?
Sometimes I do. The problem is I have a hard time finishing anime when I start them.
Interesting. So you just get bored and drop them, or what happens?
It's not really that I'm bored sometimes. It's just either I just forget about them.
Just forget about them. You get busy, or?
Yeah, sometimes I just get busy. And I can't really watch.
Yeah, but for the ones that you do watch, like, what do you look for? What do you aim for when you watch your Chinese cartoons?
Cute girls doing cute things. And
I see you're a man of culture as well.
Yes. And I don't really know after that. It's just whatever, just what I think would look good in like a trailer or what I see sometimes on /A.
Yeah, usually a good guideline. But people say Wage Cooks what ends up being season ends up being forgettable. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think anime is not that big of a time commitment, especially if you're watching seasonal. It's like, what, 20 minutes a week? 20 minutes in a day for, like, during the week?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you just doesn't become a priority if it wasn't really that entertaining. It's got to be really entertaining.
Yeah. It's just like, I can't really, what I usually just do is I like to play it on my second monitor when I'm playing something. And I can't really do that because I need to read the subtitles.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I don't ever do that multitasking while watching things. I feel like it defeats the purpose, you know? I try to get something out of the stuff I watch.
But when I do watch anime, I tend to just sort of just binge watch it. I watch like the entire entire season just one night. Like I watched Madoka Magica a while back. I watched that just in one night.
Whoa, yeah, that's hardcore, bro.
Yeah.
Coward hasn't even watched a Precure series in one day. 53 episode children's cartoon.
But yeah, other than that, it's just I mainly am more interested in more like Japanese games like Toho, and I played a few JRPGs.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of JRPGs. I mean, I guess I understand. So you sort of get like that soul, like anime story and your anime waifus, and like the gameplay is sort of secondary to the story. But I always felt like the gameplay is fucking annoying. I just want to read a visual novel instead.
Yeah, I get that feeling too sometimes. I just mainly like to play for the RPG, and JRPG sometimes don't really. I don't know.
The RPG seems a little tacked on, right?
Yeah, it feels really tacked on at times, and it's just not that entertaining.
Especially not anymore. After
Yeah,
all these games have been improved and changed, and how this sort of gotten down to a science. Just doing the same old ass Final Fantasy style of gameplay, it's just not gonna cut
where you kill God at the end of the game
it.
every
See,
time.
I mean, it's a common Japanese theme, both in their anime and video games and literature.
And they really don't like God. That's what I've noticed.
Well, I mean, it's never like specifically some sort of overwhelming monotheistic god. It's usually just like a god that you got to go kill, and that's just sort of kind of part of how their Shinto religious myths went. Is it would just be nice. It would just be fucking all the Shinto gods fighting each other, and the humans would help out, and like some human hero would go and like slay the god. And they'd be like, "Oh, you're the human hero," and it sort of like slots in so naturally for them. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting.
I've not watched an anime though where they actually go and slay Yahweh. Yeah, I can't recall any where they specifically like they go into like Christian churches or Jewish synagogues and like we're gonna kill Yahweh. Maybe there's like an anime or a game like that, but I don't know of anything that's like, you know what?
I'm pretty sure I've heard of one. There has to be one.
Rail decks. Is that what happens in Rail decks? I don't think that's what happens in Rail decks. Dark Ghostwind. He punches he punches Catholics. Okay, so Toe Man is actually based. He punches Catholics. They're not actual Christians.
He is white and based.
When you say that, it reminds me of that picture of the guy cosplaying as the Brazilian cosplaying as Toma. I like DeviantArt, and he looks like really dumpy. Oh. That's kind of an old one. Based and red pilled. Yeah, he just punches nuns in the face. Resonance of Fate. I haven't heard of it. Is it a video game? Sounds like a video game. Did it kill Yahweh in it? I don't know. I mean, that's just sort of like when you have any polytheistic story, there's a lot of stories about killing gods. Like, obviously, stories like God of War. The whole thing's about you killing the gods. You're taking over Ares' position. You're gonna go kill all damn Greek gods. And also the ripoff of the God of War, Dante's Inferno, which I'm sure Christians love that game. Where you go around as hell and you kill all the demons and shit. It's like some sort of crusader who didn't do nothing. Persona 5 anime? Oh, I guess did they kill Yahweh in Persona? I've not played.
Pretty much they did.
Yeah. Like, what did they call Yahweh in Persona?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but essentially, you go around like killing angels, and then you eventually kill God as like this huge, like devil that helps you. So yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, yeah, you always summon devils and shit. That's always been sort of the point of Persona. It's in 5. It's Yabberthoth. Yaldabaoth Gnostic meme. So it's like, so you kill
Oh
Gnostic
god.
God. Interesting. You kill Gnostic Yahweh. Yeah.
Gnostic bags are the worst.
The Japanese have like an interesting sort of like conception of Christianity where they take all the aesthetics and they just like hate Catholics. That's like all they know basically. That's it. Like they don't really reflect on too much, which is fine. But it's definitely not really. It's definitely different than the West. Shin Megami Tensei is better than Gay Sona. That might be the case. It's a bunch of religions just all mashed up. Oh yeah, like they'll just take like, oh, we're just gonna use some Norse myths for our fucking demon summons. We're gonna use some Christian myths and so on. Just go through the whole list, and you can play like almost any fantasy game, and there's always gonna be like some character named like Lucifer, who's just like kind of edgy or like kind of like an angel or something. And then it's just sort of like a pop culture Christianity. It's funny. You just woke up, Tojo? Nice. Judeo Christianity? Judeo Christian.
Christianity.
Oof.
Oh god.
Alright, so what's like some anime you've watched recently, though? Even though you say you drop a lot of them.
I started K-On! I was meaning to finish it, but like I was on like this laptop and it couldn't even run like basic stuff.
So you couldn't play a video file on your laptop?
Not really.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I really don't.
Is it full of horse porn aids?
Probably. I need to clean that thing, but yeah.
Is that it? Like you got it full of some sort of computer aids and now it won't run video files?
Most likely. I don't know.
Interesting.
I think it's actually a software problem, but that's something else. So yeah, I was watching K-On! And it was really cute. I like.
Defrag your laptop. It's probably a good idea. Yeah, K-On's really good. I think it became one of the most popular slice of lives for a reason, just because it was well made, top to bottom, and had like this sort of interesting. I mean, well, I guess not really interesting nowadays, but back then it wasn't so overdone, and so like having like the musical premise and all the characters like they get together and they start doing music and shit. You know, it sort of added to it. It was before all these anime that are kind of similar, and that's why
it's really wholesome. That's what I would say.
The movie where they go to London is very inaccurate to the demographics, but you know.
But there's like no brown people in London.
Yeah.
And people will have butter knives.
What was the other music anime? Hibike Euphonium is the one you're probably thinking of. The one about all the melodrama and the brass band.
And I also play quite a bit of Toho, although that's sort of recent. It's been really interesting. I liked Perfect Cherry Blossom. That's probably one of my favorites.
That's the only one I've beaten, so. Well, not beaten. I beat with continue, so it's not technically beating for a Toho game. Not even Yuri. Well, it was Yuri bait, right? Dark Ghost went for that show. It was complete Yuri bait. They just debated it, and then they went back to like the whatever the fuck was in the novels, which is like het shit. Het shit, as the U posters would call it. Yeah, and that's like the worst sin for like Yuri fans is like Yuri bait.
How do you know if something is Yuri bait?
How do you know? Well, the characters are like really good friends, and they're like the only characters in the show. And then suddenly a like male interest is introduced, and then they forget all about that. That's Yuri bait. Yuri bait in a nutshell.
Sounds pretty trash.
Yeah. Although some people will say that like anything where they're not kissing on screen is Yuri bait.
How does that work though? It doesn't really make much sense.
If they're good friends and they should be lesbians and they're not kissing on screen, it's bait. Hold on, fuck. I need another guest to come in here while I go to the bathroom. That's awkward. Hold on, let me get somebody in here to talk to you and fill some air. Hold on.
I think I'll be fine.
I need one of you faggots.
Why?
Fill some air because I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay, I'm gonna resign.
All right.
We did it, Reddit. All right, so you have some random Discord friends. I think that's Laplace and maybe Empty will jump in while I use the bathroom. They will bant Constantine. Thank you.
So, like, you recently got into Toho, right?
Yes.
Okay. What'd you start with?
Perfect Cherry Blossom.
Okay. What's your favorite character? What's like?
I'm terrible at pronouncing Skook names. Sight? No. So I can't fucking say it. It's the person I have on my profile picture.
Sakuya.
Yeah, Sakuya.
Okay. Yeah, she's a nice girl. Originally in 6 is the maid to the Scarlet Devil Mansion. You probably should play 6, to be honest, because that's where your waifu's from. That's where your avatar's from. All right, so I guess we'll go back to the anime topic. So recently, other than K-On, what else?
I don't want to say it, but Darling in the Franxx.
Of course. Okay. Tell me why that's good. I didn't watch it myself.
Zero Two's a cute girl.
Okay.
And that's all I need.
I mean, I guess the whole cuteness factor is it's not too bad, I guess. But
yeah, it's not the worst show, but it's not good.
Yeah. I mean, it looks kind of like an Evangelion ripoff. It doesn't seem cool bad. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna watch it ever. And a lot of people on A were shitposting about. They fucking loved that, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they loved that show.
Yeah, I know a guy who was on A when that was going on, and that was some fun stuff. He told me some fun story. So like, what else? Any games recently? We'll go. I guess I'm not the politics guy, so go ahead.
I like Toho 9.
Oh yeah, that's
that
a
one's
weird
really
one.
Fun. Yeah, it's really weird, but it's really fun. I like the concept of like playing against someone or like a computer in that sort of format. It's just really fun to me.
And I like how you can like bomb your opponent. You summon yourself on your opponent's screen. So for those who don't know, Toho 9 has the typical top-down bullet hell type of I guess format. And then there's 2 screens and you're playing against someone. And what you do is you have to dodge bullets during the stage. And you can charge your shot, essentially, charge your attack, and you can summon bosses on your opponent's side of the screen. And whoever screws up the most is the loser. Whoever survives the longest wins, obviously. And it's like a best 2 out of 3 or however much it is. And it's a pretty cool concept. Cool game. A lot of playable characters, too. You will probably find your way.
All right, I'm back.
All right, want me to leave?
Well, I put you on the screen. You can leave if you want.
I'll stay for now.
While we're discussing Toho, at least. Yeah, my experience with Toho is I've only played PCB, and then I've, of course, like seen all like the dojins and the fan art and all the memes and all that shit. But I've a filthy secondary besides playing one game.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's the same for me. Like, I had a bunch of Toho songs that I've listened to a lot for years, but only recently I started playing it.
Yeah. So a lot of people get into Toho through the music. I am no exception. I got through it, but that was fucking how many years ago? Like 10, 12 years ago? Jesus. But the music usually like UNON or it's been memed to hell. Everybody knows the Ronald McDonald meme mix.
Oh yeah.
One of the popular songs.
Oh yeah.
The Ronald McDonald remix on YouTube is definitely that's like the most heard Toho song. It's just a remix of that, not even the Toho song itself.
Yeah. No, a lot of the Japanese, they know their meme. Oh god.
Do they?
I think
they're weird people.
I don't know, I think their memes are, at least nowadays, are about as weird as our memes.
Do you know the basilisk meme?
Which one?
Oh man! All right, so the basilisk opening from the really old excuse me, basilisk anime.
Yeah, the one that got a
played
remake
to a
recently that
black
was like
guy
really
dancing.
bad.
Wait, what was it?
The one that got like some sort of reboot recently that was really bad.
Yeah, it did get a reboot recently. But there's basilisk time. Basically, it's a black guy dancing to the opening when the opening essentially does its drop,
Yeah.
and then he starts like breaking out. It's hilarious, honestly.
Interesting.
But back on Tohu.
Tohu? Did you say fucking tofu?
Yes. Well, it is Toho. Everybody knows. But yeah.
Toho? What is a Toho? Describe to me, what is a
like,
Toho?
Eastern is, well, I mean, the whole like the thing in the game, it's like, it's supposed to take place in like a mystical world in the East, I guess. And then there was actually a spin-off called Seiho, little trivia.
Interesting.
Which is the West. Seiho, Toho, Eastern, West. Kind of cool.
This is some deep lore.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like my thing, I guess.
Interesting. So all these characters, they're just like fluffy hat wearing oriental monsters, right? And then Raymond.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
Marison.
they're all like demons, or like there's a few humans, right? And whenever there's a human character, they like to put them in multiple games. Of course, there's no males in this game. There's only women.
The original model of this, really.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole reason why the guy who created this was because he was like, I like watching girls shoot bullets at each other. I just think that Damaku's pretty and it's cool. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Guy's a fucking weirdo. But I like that. It's good. There was some point. Hold on, what was it?
What was your point?
The human characters, right? The human characters are like recycled, and they're usually set as like main character or the primary playable character, which is, it's usually like humans fighting demons. That's kind of like at its core what the game really is: humans fighting demons or humans fighting ghosts, whatever. Which is kind of cool. And all the games have, and just so if anyone was wondering, you don't have to play the games in order. There's like 16 or like, well, there's really like 20 something games, but you don't need to play them in any order. You can start anywhere.
Interesting. Well, I mean, yeah, I was trying to start in order. I skipped 6. I don't know why I skipped 6, but I skipped the 7. And I beat 7.
Why not start at 1?
Why not start at 1? Because aren't they like, you have to like emulate PC98 or something?
It's really easy.
I mean, I know it's probably not hard to emulate PC98.
Yeah.
But like the whole meme is like nobody's played all the 1 through 5, right?
I mean, I have, and a lot of the hardcore fans.
Really that's what I mean.
But typically,
people start at 6.
People start at 6. So 6 is like, Oh yeah, they're asking why the hell it's so early. Why is it so early?
Oh, why is it so early? Because I went to bed at.
It's because
all right, 2 reasons. 2 reasons. I went to bed at. I mean, I got up at 6 p.m. yesterday. So like that's terrible. So I'm like doing a reset right now, and so I'm tired, and had too much tea. So these are 2 problems. But also, Leo was supposed to do his Sabbath Trinity stream today. And he was about to do it like literally 10 minutes ago, and then his power is out in his apartment, and so he can't do it for a while. Quite some time actually, 3 hours I think. And so I was originally just going to watch that and then do this, but now it's the other way around.
Okay.
So those 2 reasons, it is early. I mean, we have decent viewership for being early, I guess. I guess I have people from every time zone, if I really think about it. Man, I've had too much tea today. Oof. All right. So, I mean, the thing about Toho is like it sort of the creator didn't try to capitalize on its success at all. and they just made, okay, if you want to do whatever the fuck with it, do whatever the fuck fit. There's no copyright. And basically all the fans of it just went crazy and did all this shit. And it's this huge like cash cow without even really being owned by the guy. I mean, he makes a good amount of money off of it. When certain companies, or it gets past a certain scale, he gets royalties, I think. And especially for the music too. But for the most part, it's basically just this thing this guy made, and he kind of makes it in his free time with the help of now. Well, it was just like this one man project in the back in the day, but now it's sort of evolved into this whole thing. So he gets like a full art team every game, and sometimes he uses that, sometimes he just does it himself.
That's kind of a misconception. So, it actually started with, this is why they split off. So there was a company called Team Shanghai Alice, which is and that they were working with Zune, and that's they did the first 5 games, right? And then there were some differences or whatever, so Zune split off from Team Shanghai Alice, and that's where 6 came from. 6 was Zune's own creation. Zune's really his own thing. And that's why the art's so bad, because he drew it himself.
Yeah. Just like the guy who wrote Umineko and Higurashi, he drew this really crappy. He had this great story, this amazing mystery story, and he just had this fucking toddler crayon drawing art. It was fucking hilarious. But people are like nostalgic for that shit.
Some even the new games, like, oh geez, Toho 16 Marissa looks awful. Oh god, I think memed to shit.
The Umineko and Higurashi original art, it's really fucking bad. The Toho art has like a little charm to it, you know. Yeah, like the little pudgy same face Moe blobs have like a little charm to them, and they're crappy fluffy hats.
Yeah, they all have stupid hats.
At least you can make like sort of pictures out of them, like sort of reaction images.
And it's kind of interesting, that whole aspect of it. So if you want to look at a lot of the series that end up popular, is they have like bad original art. So like the original art has low quality, and then like the fan artists pick up the slack, and then they feel really good making all this like super art of this bad series. So it's like true of Kimono Friends. Is a more recent example.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
This Kimono Friends had like bad CGI that's like endearing, and then everybody made like all this super high fidelity, like crazy realistic art for Kimono Friends. Well, Kimono Friends is a whole nother topic. Do you know about that, Constantine Laplace?
No.
All right, so Kimono Friends, I guess we'll just talk about it briefly. Was it anime? I think it aired. Was it last year or the year before? I don't remember now. It's been so long.
Year and a half.
Year and a half. That's right. A year and a half ago, Kimono Friends aired, and it was for a phone game that it was an ad for a phone game that no longer existed. Sort of this multimedia project for like a shitty phone game where you have little animal friends, little animal characters, and you kill like slimes, and that's it. That's like the game. And this game like shut down. It wasn't very successful. It shut down. And then there's just this leftover anime multimedia project, the Kimono Friends anime. And since it had like no fucking money, like the publisher was just like, do whatever you want, like just get it out there, pump it out, we're done. And on this shoestring budget, the director made this anime, and it's sort of like this weird balance of episodic slice of life, this sort of journey across this world. It's got like post-apocalyptic undertones. It's got like a bunch of decent voice actors throughout it. With good cameos, and it has like this weird, like dreamlike charm that sort of attracted a lot of attention, and it became this sort of mega hit. It became like ridiculously popular, like Star Wars levels of popular, and everybody loved it, and it was like great. And then like it sold really well, and there's tons of fucking merchandise that sold really well, and then. Mysteriously, after the airing of the show, the production company says they are splitting up with the director and team that did the show. And this gets all over Twitter, and everybody and like all the fans in Japan are fucking pissed off. They're like, why did this happen? Why did the director get fired? The person who made like this show basically by him, well, not really by himself, but he like drove the most of the show. Like he did all the story. He like did a lot of the animation himself. He did a lot of shit. Like basically a good portion. It was him, and they cut him out of it. Maybe over creative differences. Nobody really knows the true answer. The company made some Katakawa. The company made some excuses about sort of he like made a short series that wasn't like after the airing of the anime. He made like a short, and he wasn't like authorized to make that short. But then like later information came out that he was authorized to make that short, and they're just talking out their ass. So for very mysterious reasons, the director Tatsuki gets canned. And it just becomes this huge fucking meme. So everyone hates Katakawa. Everyone's constantly shitposting them. Whenever they say anything, they're like, no Tatsuki, no Tanoshi. They sing this slogan. And it's sort of this, like, if you, not to be like fucking gay about it, but it's like basically anime Gamergate is the failure of Kimono Friends. The failure of Kimono Friends is basically anime Gamergate. All of the consumers, the fucking the shitty otaku are like, I've had enough, Katakawa. You fucked me for the last time. Bring Tatsuki back, you pieces of shit. And then there's even been anime episodes that make fun of the Kimono Friends failure. There's a series, Last Period, that aired like 2 seasons ago, and yeah, there was an episode in the Last Period. It was like this meta comedy show. It was just like a comedy, but it had a lot of like meta episodes. And one of the meta episodes was literally just making fun of Katakawa and their mishandling of Kimono Friends. So it's basically even Japan, which is known for like being super polite and never banting. It's just like, wow, Katakawa, you fucked up. It'd basically be like if like George Lucas was making Star Wars and Fox just like fired him and then like got some like yes man to make Empire. That's basically what happened. It's a huge mess. And if
So it was like the 9/11 of the anime industry.
Oh yeah, basically, yeah.
When this dropped, a lot of people were like talking about it. That's actually how I got into the show myself. And it's a really good show. All of you should watch it. But it's tragic, honestly. They could have made so much money with it.
Exactly. They basically here's your pile of money, sir, super hit, and then they fire the guy who got them the money, and then like everything just starts burning around them. Complete fucking retardation. Like their whole reputation is now ruined among anime consumers. There's constant memes making fun of them. Stream doing okay? Should be, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks fine to me.
All right. Funny enough, I watched Kimono Friends from episode 1 the day it came out. And the reason is because I always watch the shittiest of animes. I look for the most low budget. Now, it looks like we might have stream issues. Video output low. I mean, it doesn't matter if the video output's low. It's just the talking face with some GIFs. I watched it from day one. So I always seek out like these really low budget, like shoestring budget anime where the staff are having fun. So things like Zettai Boe Leviathan, Ange Verge, all these anime that have no fucking budget but they're just like goofy because they let the staff do whatever they want because they have no budget. And so I just thought it was another one of those. It was like for a failed mobile game. I was like, oh, this will be comfy. There'll be like 22 people posting about it every week. And I'll enjoy my 2 people threads for Kimono Friends every week, and that'll be fine. Lagged a bit, dying kinda, shit.
Yeah, it's kind of buffering here and there now.
It should be
the video quality has gone down too, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so just lower your quality if you're having issues. I mean, sorry. My internet, the output's like the same, but I guess it's having problems. Interesting. So I thought it was just going to be another like budget show that nobody watched, that like 10 people would watch, and I'd be like, oh, that's fun. But then it ended up turning into this huge fucking phenomenon, and it was just interesting watching it go from that. It didn't take too much time to do so. Kimono Friends is cursed, maybe. Yeah. So besides Kimono Friends, I mean, I guess that's sort of like a thing you haven't seen, Constantine, but I do recommend you go watch it. You do like cute girls doing cute things, and there's a lot of those in that. Lost
Also
Frames,
short.
Lost but Never Forgotten.
Yes. Cute girls doing cute things gives me life. Makes all the suffering go away.
Pain, go away.
Love
That
me.
and brain strategy games.
Good combination.
Arya takes all the pain out of my life, honestly.
Arya does that to you. Arya is so good for that.
So-
If anyone in the chat is stressed, they have issues, they're going through some shit, just go download the Arya anime and watch some episodes of it. My dog's scratching my door because he's depressed and angry for some reason.
Show him Arya. It'll work.
Yeah, so go watch Arya if you have any issues in life. You'll just start forgetting about them. Man, my dog is being rough with that door. Download Neo Yokio instead. I don't know about that. All right, hold on. I gotta get up and address this dog. You guys can probably hear him, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, hold on.
But it was Arya. So I guess it's really good. It takes place in the future. Mars. It's probably better to watch it completely blind, I think. That's how I did it. Fantastic. What is Neo Yokio? I don't know about it either, do you?
Okay, got my dog in here so I can pet him while I stream.
Mhm.
Okay. Neo Yokio's high arts. You plebs just don't get it. He just wants head pats. No, he wants more than that, but at least it'll keep him appeased for a while. Jaden Smith is the Full Metal Alchemist. I don't know about that. But yeah, I've been reading Kanye's tweets, and God, that guy is fucking off his rocker. He got injected with some sort of psychedelics, and he's completely fucking insane. He'll be lucid one moment, and he'll just be insane another moment. And I'm sure some of you in chat have seen like the silly fucking like Roblox. Like in one of his music videos, he just like does a Roblox meme where he puts on this like huge block suit, make him look like a fucking Roblox character. It's just like, what's going on, man?
I think that's CG, but
CG, that would make
No,
more
I think
sense.
it's an actual costume.
It looks
no
like a
fucking
costume.
way.
Yeah, it's an actual costume. I'm pretty sure it is.
Wow. That's something.
Yeah, they actually made a Roblox costume for a music video. I don't know why, but they did. A madman.
The absolute madman.
I mean, it's got people talking about it. We're not normally into that kind of shit, and we're talking about it. It's
Got my
working,
power
you know?
back. We'll be starting the stream in half an hour. All right, well that's good. I'll make this a shorter episode, more classical episode of 90 minutes. In that case,
Yeah, I don't really have much to talk about.
Well, if you haven't watched Chinese cartoons, do you have any spicy political opinions we can go over?
Not really.
God damn it, Constantine! Why did you want to come on the show?
You asked me, Joe.
Oh, I bullied you. I just bullied you.
Yeah, you
so
bullied
hard.
me into this.
I bully. All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's fine.
How about Grand Strategy?
At least it'll be appropriately length then. Grand strategy games. Well, which ones do you play, Constantine?
I played them all the Paradox games.
All the Paradox
I've been-
games.
Yeah, pretty much. I've had at least 200 hours in each of them.
Yeah. Come back here. Come here, dog. What the fuck? He, like, walked away. Now he's scratching to get out of my room. Never happy. Never happy, this guy. Yeah. So it's rough. It's rough, Constantine. How am I supposed to talk to you if you don't have anime or opinions or political opinions? I got to talk about like Crusader Kings 2. Did you watch it? I guess you were watching the stream, or I was playing that mod where you play in like fucking Broken America.
That was cool.
It's a cool mod.
Yeah, that mod looked really fun. I saw it a couple of times on Grand Strategy General. Speaking of which, that general was super fun for a long while.
That general, I always thought it had a bit of a cancerous aspect to it.
Well, yeah, it's like for a while, it sort of saw what Poll was, like this degenerating place into essentially Reddit.com. And so a couple of posters, including me, just did nothing but made fun of the absolute state of Poll and essentially Grand Strategy General. A lot of people from
Hold
Poll.
on, I gotta get up for a sec.
Dude, it's like
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
I gotta get up for a sec, but talk with LaFlash about GSG. It always looked like a cancerous shitposting thread.
Yeah, it essentially was that. It was like this like all these awful memes of like broken game mechanics that people used to exploit for like so many times. So there really isn't much to talk about. So it's just nothing but shit posting.
Yeah.
And so these like traditions followed up for like every thread startup. And this one bot, I think it was a bot. I don't know if it was a poster or not, but somehow this one poster posted this one post every time, every thread. It was remember to hide and ignore all shit posts. And every time, 5 people replied to him with white and based. That was the only thing they replied to him with.
So that's where you got that meme from?
Yeah, that's where I get that meme from.
All right. Constantine is the hollow man, just a shell filled with paradox games.
Yeah. I'm essentially ANCAP, but I don't really know much in the way of politics. I'm not very well read.
You're just going to bully ANCAPs the deflect from yourself getting bullied?
Yes, that is me. I bully ANCAP because I know I essentially am ANCAP in a way.
Do you read?
Have
you read all of Overlord?
No, I haven't read all of Overlord.
Yeah, you're worse than him, then.
All right, well, in honor of shit posting, I gotta take another shit. keep the stream entertained.
All right, we'll try.
But I actually do sometimes read. I'm like ANCAP. I read the Bible sometimes. I have a couple of books I really should read, but I don't. But yeah.
The most that I read is maybe like some subtitles and some, anime, but I don't really. Yeah, I'm not sure. Jeff is something.
Yeah. I don't know. Recently, I've been reading the manga for Claymore, and it's been kind of interesting.
What's that about? Tell me about it.
It's not bad.
I've heard the name, but I don't know the concept or anything like that.
Put a little. It's kind of like Berserk, but with a girl with white short hair. She essentially just goes around killing demons with the longsword. It's not really like the huge sword Guts has, but it's still pretty big.
Yeah, Dune. Yeah, I know about Dune. I watched the documentary Jodorowsky's Dune, and it's pretty good. Basically Dune is it's kind of like Star Wars before Star Wars sort of thing. It's got like a really cool space environment and stuff, and there's a bunch of books. And they tried making a movie, and then some guy tried making the movie. It got shut down, and then some other guy picked up the rights and then made the movie, and the movie sucked. But I heard the books are really good. Dune, D-U-N-E.
I mean,
are you a movie kind of guy? Do you watch any movies?
Not really.
Jesus,
yeah,
you really don't have anything.
Yeah, I really am a boring person.
I don't want to spurg out about Toho for the next 20 minutes. The JQ. Not the Nazis, bro.
So how about the Jews,
we'll do
boys?
the old strat. Fucking the JQ.
Yeah, those types are at it again. Have you seen the recent news?
recent news. Oh Jesus, we gotta pull up an article. Yeah, it's like dead air. It is the Kumite.
It's the Kumite, yes.
All right,
Thank
here,
you,
Leo,
Leo
just
Pirate.
fucking get in here. Like, let me fucking you entertain the chat.
Yes.
Fucking,
Please entertain us, local E-celeb, Leo Pirate. So yeah, we need
all right,
ANCAP
fine.
to pull
I'll
up
talk
an
about
article.
Toho. Fine. So, do you know how the extra? How the story works? Maybe we could do the story. So, all the Toho games have a certain. Does Toho? Okay. Yes.
Does Toho
So, I mean, they have a religious war in across two of the games, 12 and 13. It's Taoism versus Buddhism, but and it's kind of cool actually. The final bosses make references to each other, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a good thing that bitch is dead." It's pretty cool. Jew, yeah, Reimu is a huge Jew.
Okay, Dark Ghost Wind. I have a VHS tape of Digimon. I fucking love that shit. Although it's like only like 4 episodes, it's so good.
Why does my shitty stream get more viewers? Ugh. All right, I'm back.
This is the worst.
Yeah, this is not good.
What's not good?
We're having trouble keeping stream entertained.
All right, I'm back though.
There you go.
I should be back now for good. For the foreseeable stream. For the next 30 minutes while we kill time for Leo's stream.
Oh yeah, the Moon people are Jews.
The Moon people are Jews,
and they're all Jews.
Well, is Clown Piece a Jewish person?
Not really. She's just crazy. She's just a crazy bitch that got a lot of power.
Well, but she's American flag on her. Isn't she a Zionist?
Oh, you know what? She probably is, to be honest.
I know, right?
She was like really. She was a weak fairy, and then accepted the power of Zionism from the moon, the final boss, and then that's actually the story.
Zionism in Toho. No, you can't escape, no matter where you go. Big if true.
So this is what the synagogue of Satan does to people.
Yep.
Yeah.
So besides that, do you play any other weeb games besides JRPGs, Constantine?
I play some Korean MMOs, but that's not really
Korean MMOs. Oh god.
Well,
Yeah, I
Maple
played a
Story.
few.
Like which ones?
What?
Do you play Maple Story? It was a joke.
I did for a little bit.
Okay. There's a second one. Pretty good. There's a battle royale. It's good, but games. What
Battle Royale Maple Story. What the fuck is that about? How does that work?
Okay. So Maple Story 2 is kind of like a 2.5D space, right? Kind of looks like Minecraft.
I've seen it before. It looks
around.
like Tree of Savior.
Yes, actually. And the PvP is kind of like a fighting game. But so they decided to mix, make a big world, and you just run around and beat the crap out of people in Maple Story. Yeah. It's got kind of like a Diablo style layout. Cool.
Yeah, I've seen gameplay of it. That's what it looks like. It looks like the ARPG. It's like Maple Story classes and aesthetics.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's gonna drop pretty soon though.
But how does the battle royale work? Is it just like a mode they added where you're like Diablo battle royale?
Yeah, you queue up and then you get on the stupid fucking balloon thing, and then you fly across the map, fall down, and then you
If Blizzard wasn't lazy, they'd add that shit to WoW, but I think they have something else planned for their BR entry to the genre.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
No,
I
they're
think
probably
they
just
actually
gonna-
copyrighted one of them.
They copyrighted one of them? What do you think? What do you mean?
Or not copyrighted. They like got a name for an IP, and everybody was thinking that it was going to be like a Heroes of the Storm BR or some sort of BR with Blizzard characters, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. The most natural seems to be, since Diablo 3 it's been so long since Diablo 3 came out, they'll do like a Diablo game and then maybe make that like a BR somehow. And I think that would be the coolest thing they could do, but that's like wishful thinking. If they do like a DDoS, should be good.
If they add a battle royale mode, it's going to be to Overwatch, because that's what all the normies play. They just play Overwatch.
Well, I mean, Overwatch is literally forced to meme the game.
Well, yeah,
It
but
is.
you always fall for forced memes.
Overwatch is a boring, shitty shooter, but they just paid like millions upon millions of dollars, like literal billions of dollars of marketing, and it worked. Like it's now like a sort of an institution for normies. And none of the arena shooter people really play it besides like the pros. Like there's like no, like, can you name like a big streamer who plays Overwatch and just Overwatch and is like some sort of flick lord?
Yeah. A guy in my class is like that actually. He's like, oh man, Overwatch competitive it requires a lot of tech and it requires you a lot of thinking, you know? And I'm like, what?
Ninja plays Fortnite. He doesn't play Overwatch. What I'm saying is like all the sort of, if like it was truly like this really great competitive game, like all the tryhards would go play that, but they still play CS, they play Fortnite, they play PUBG.
Yeah, SJWTF2. Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
SJWTF2, indeed. That's basically a summary. Fucking Ninja. Isn't that so bizarre, Fortnite? Isn't Fortnite a bit strange?
Well, not really.
How it's so big, or
how it got big, really. And not how it stayed big, that's understandable. Like, why it became popular, that's understandable. But how, like, it came about. Like, it was literally just an afterthought mode added on to, like, this shitty zombie co-op game that Epic just had, like, sitting around. And it just became the most popular game in existence in human history. Yeah. There's no game more popular than Fortnite.
Part of the most popular game in existence. Yeah, that's a really weird, but it's not really surprising that Fortnite got popular. I mean, it's essentially what every single casual thing.
Yeah.
Check mark.
Cartoony graphics, building mechanics, breaking shit.
Fast game. Fast
gameplay.
And fights.
Fast gameplay, yeah.
I don't know. I think it appeals to a lot of what just video games in general like to.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Appeal to your psyche, you know. It kind of like it's the dopamine rush incarnate, you know. That's kind of how I look at Fortnite as, because it kind of with all the game
Fortnite got big with Thanos stabbing. I don't think that's why. Zoomers found the game that's free. Well, it's free. Being free added a lot to it, definitely. Would be why you're analyzing like kids like Fortnite. I don't know. There's no reason to. Like, you don't only have to spend a few cents on that. It's got bright colors. You're all competing to get like one special prize. So you feel really special. Yeah. It's free. It's actually fun. Like, I've played Fortnite and I've had a lot of fun playing Fortnite because it's a good game. Like the gunplay's fun. Like the building mechanics add a lot of like skill. Like the skill cap's huge in that game because you just like got to be like really fast at building, and you got to be good at aiming, and you got to get like the good loadouts and navigate.
It's better than games like Overwatch, in which case are just like these forced games.
Yeah, and the problem with games like Overwatch is like your whole success rides on your team working together arbitrarily. And in fact, like the competitive strategy is to get 6 ultimates, hit ultimate at the same time, and you win. That is the competitive strategy. Like if you were playing in Overwatch ranked mode and you could optimally organize your team, you would all just like stand around, shoot until all your bars are full, and then you'd be like, okay, now we hit our ultimates, and then you win.
Sounds like a lot of downtime.
Yeah, it is. Because until you have your ultimates, it doesn't matter. Until your ultimates are up, every activity that's going on while your ultimates aren't up is like pointless. Like maybe if you're like some sort of flick lord, you'll be able to wipe them without ultimates, but like not even the case because they make everyone fucking tanky and they have like healers and all this shit. Like no, for Overwatch, it's all about ultimates. Like you're playing a fucking MOBA, and that's like terrible for arena shooters.
Yeah, it tries to be a MOBA, I think, in some aspect. Like
it tries to balance itself like closer to like a MOBA like Smite or something than it does a shooter, which is bizarre. Honestly, they should raise the time to kill. The only mode I like playing on Overwatch is the 3v3 elimination mode, and then the deathmatch. So I really like the 3v3 elimination mode because then you have like you have to have different comps, and different comps counter each other. and like there's different characters with sustain and different niche situations that are good against each other. And I honestly think the game is much more complex and enjoyable in the 3v3 elimination like arenas. But in the actual game where you're just pushing a cart, it's literally you wait for 6 ultimates. It's not a game. It's just shit. Just absolutely stupid design. And it kind of reminds me of fucking WoW BGs. I've been playing a lot of WoW BGs on my WoW streams. And the design for WoW BGs is everybody Zerg, everybody get in there. Everybody, and if you have more people, like, I mean, there is a skill gap. Like, you can outplay people, and if you have less people, but usually it's like 90% of the time, it's okay. Who's Zerging better? Whoever Zergs better wins. And it's like the same shit in Overwatch. I'm like, neither of these game designs are fun or good.
It's just to appeal to your sort of the low ends of your brain, the sort of the, I can't speak right now, but the parts that just instantly grab your attention and keep it to make you feel better about yourself.
Age of Empires 2 is greater than EU4.
That is not true.
SIP, Age of Empires 2 was a good game.
SIP, Vicky 2 was a good game.
That's like the really old one.
Have you played a lot of those old turn-based games if you like Grand Strategy, or were you more like just a Paradox guy?
I liked a few of the Civilization games, but I never really got into them because
you ever play Alpha Centauri?
No.
You should try that game. It's cool.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. It's got some meme shit in it.
I know this game is a little obscure, but have you heard of Sword of the Stars 1?
Yeah, I've heard of Sword of the Stars.
Yeah, that game was really fun.
I haven't played the main series, but I own a spin-off roguelike of it. Sword of the Stars: The Pit. So I just like roguelikes, and I have that. And I've played it a few times.
I have that game too.
Cool game.
Yeah.
It was on the list for the roguelike voting, but everyone voted for FTL to watch me get my ass kicked in FTL hard mode. Like a scrub. I'm like, fuck, guys, why are you voting for FTL? Like, literally RNG incarnate.
Well, watching RNG is pretty fun.
Yeah, but then you guys shouldn't complain when I play fucking Hearthstone.
No, it's better for streamer reactions. That's why, or like video.
I know Hearthstone's good for video reactions too, but nobody wants to watch me play that. Even though I could honestly.
That's because Hearthstone's bad, Jeff.
No, it's not. It's good.
Yeah, it is.
How is it bad?
It's a card game, and card games are fundamentally not that great.
In what way?
The most efficient way to always win a card game is turn 1 kills.
Well, there's no such thing in Hearthstone or even Magic the Gathering in most formats.
It's really mostly Yu-Gi-Oh that does that.
It's only Shit-Gi-Oh and Pokemon.
But for Hearthstone, it's just...
Pokemon is impossible to TKN.
Hearthstone's all a value game. It's all a deck building puzzle. MTG is a bit more complicated because you get like you can play while it's their turn. But Hearthstone it's all like deck building, and then there is outplay. There's plenty of outplay in Hearthstone. Like honestly, it's definitely not uninteractive. Like you can, if you build your deck right, you can't lose anything. Or I mean, you only lose like you'll have bad matchups, but you're not going to lose 100%.
I think the primary bad thing about Hearthstone is that there's no opponent interaction, really. I don't know. Other than secrets, which is not really...
well, yeah, but they've been working on that. Like, they added the card Demonic Project. That lets you, if you're playing Warlock, to try and, like, cuck out some people's combo minions, which is really useful.
Actually make a control deck in that game now? Holy shit.
Oh, yeah, for a while now. If you wanted to play Shutterwalk, you could play Control.
For the longest time, when I played Hearthstone, it wasn't like that. But then I played it when it first came out, and it wasn't.
I mean, I've been playing since
vanilla.
I mean not vanilla, beta, and I've never. You could always play Control even in beta Hearthstone. Like the cards were worse back then. In fact, it was easier to play Control. I don't know.
Well, I kind of see Control as something like mostly interrupting your opponent, but I mean, I guess.
Well, I mean, Control like classically was just you remove like everything in their fucking deck, and then you just play like a big dude. At least that's Warrior. I don't know. there's a few different old control decks. Priest used to have like this old control deck too, but it was mostly aggro was more successful early on because people just didn't know how to build decks. But then control, especially once Nax was out, Poggers, uh,
Oh god.
people were able to build control decks with a lot of the Nax cards. Blizz is very strict about mechanics that can be taken as unfun, like mill and instance. Well, that's fucking stupid because their entire game design for like every other game is based around the unfun mechanic called stuns. So I don't know why the fuck they care about like fun in a card game because every single other fucking game it's like, oh, you're stunned.
You don't like the 6-minute paladin stun, Jeff?
The 6-minute paladin stun, the like 20-minute
No, 6
double
second.
6 second. Well, it feels like
Yeah.
6 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah, it feels like 6 minutes, but
What, you don't like getting stunned by Valera 3 times and here's the
You know, like every class should have a stun. You know, like everybody should get a stun. You get a stun. You get a stun. Like, why does everybody get a fucking stun now? It should be like a specialist thing to get a fucking stun. It should cost something to have stuns.
Also, I miss Mill Rogue.
Mill
Mill Rogue
Rogue.
was like the best deck.
Mill
Holy
Rogue's
shit.
fun. I mean, it was never good. Don't get me wrong.
It's
It was
not.
never ever good. I mean, you can go play it in Wild if you want to meme. If you didn't scream what you were going to do to the enemy monster, you weren't playing it right. Interesting. Fucking someone else over is the funnest instance. Why Magic is TG is cool. Yeah, like counterspelling shit or like doing combat tricks is really fun in MTG. Because people have to actually play around them and like think about their decisions, like on their turn and your turn. And it's it's more interesting that way. But the game is also run by people even worse than Blizzard. I know it's hard to imagine, but Wizards of the Coast somehow manages to be more cucked than Blizzard.
What's worse, Wizards or Konami? What do you think?
Wizards of the Coast or Konami? That's a tough one.
Yeah.
One ruined Metal Gear, one ruined Magic the Gathering.
The other one has a Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh, but Yu-Gi-Oh's always been shitty. Don't
true.
get me wrong. Yu-Gi-Oh's never been good. Just an hour
It
man
only
on the
gets
week.
worse.
Well, you only get 13 more minutes Pleiadian because Leo gets to go on 13 minutes because his power came back. And I'm also very tired. I'm a little sick from all that fucking tea I drank. Oof. It's funny because they nerfed Freeze Mage to death, which is the most relatable stun mechanic. Yeah. It's very strange. They say they don't want unfair shit, and then they print like fucking Jade Idol and Shutterwalk. Nah, they're just lying. They're just shitters at card design, to be honest. Blizzard doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. If they wanted fair card design, they would not print things like Jade Idol and Shutterwalk and like all the Druid cards. Like, oh, Ultimate Infestation, that sounds fun. What do they
That's the one that
fucking
summons
think?
a bunch of void.
No, that's the 10 mana, you deal 5 damage, summon a 5/5, and draw 5 cards.
Oh, that one.
Balanced.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, and also Spreading Plague. Summon a 1/5 taunt for each minion your opponent has on the board that you don't have. Just like make like a 5/35 in stats for 6 mana. Like, why not? And you can do that twice because it's not even a legendary. Like fucking whoever is like in charge of Hearthstone is like some giant druid fag and just ruins the game. Even in the new expansion, all the cards for druid are just busted. Just fucking straight busted. Druid's like the most OP class by like a million years. Like fuck, honestly, yeah, fuck Hearthstone devs. It's still a fun game, but they're stupid and they're sort of like druid hippie cucks. Poor
that's why I
Constantine.
never really like kind of games like Hearthstone. They just feel they're just fun little games and nothing more. But it's just that's just it.
Constantine gets cucked only 1 hour 8 and in the week. To be fair, Carnivore, he doesn't have any anime or politics to discuss, so
Yeah,
it's kind of rough.
yeah.
We've been discussing video games the entire time. I don't think I could go for like another hour on video games only. So what are some like retro games you've played, Constantine?
Oh. I guess. Well, I guess StarCraft 1 would count. That's really
StarCraft
about
1
it.
is like the oldest game you played?
And Warcraft. That
Warcraft
was
3.
really fun.
Okay, so you're a Blizz drone, you're a Blizz bro.
Yeah, I used to be a Blizz drone.
Tetris.
Blizzard.
Blizzard.
Tetris is the oldest game you played? Oh. This is Anon the Week Shorts. I don't know. It's just a shorter episode for a number of reasons, but it just happened that way, bro. Pac-Man.
Too much of a brainlet for this.
I mean, you've played Pong, right?
Galaga
Yes, I
is
have
the best
played
retro
Pong.
game.
And you've played a game older than fucking Warcraft 3. You've played Pong. We've all played Pong. Even if it's like in a different game, we've played Pong, so it's older. Have you played Metal Gear Solid, Constantine?
I started it, but I couldn't really finish.
Shit, dude!
Of, like, my PS3.
What do you finish, Constantine? It seems to be an issue. Like, what in your life do you finish? What do you end up?
I don't even finish my EU4 campaign.
You don't finish your. Oh my god. Oh wow! Like just unfinished life, unfinished person, unfinished conversations, unfinished anime. What's going on, big guy?
It looks like I need to clean my room. And
well, it seems your room was already clean. Because what else are you fucking doing with your time? You got to be cleaning your room at this point.
I really don't know.
All right. Well, at least it'll be a funny hour and 20-minute stream. Sounds like he needs an intervention. Steph and Molly meme stream now. Stop, Jeff. No bully. I mean, that's what we're here for. He's going to cry. No, he's not
going to cry on my bear.
Needs to wash his penis, to be honest. Oof.
He needs to read a book like AimCap. Stop playing those Paradox games.
After I go to bed, after Leo's comfy stream, hopefully I guess I'll have to stay up for like an hour or two after that stream, but I'm gonna like wake up tomorrow. I'm gonna like do my preps for D&D, and then I'm gonna read a book. It's gonna feel real nice. Just wake up like in the morning and read a book. I'm gonna feel real good. I don't know. I'm gonna try to finish Great Controversy.
Oh yes.
You should read the Bible, Jeff.
No, I'm not going to read the Bible. It's fucking gay.
No. You should finish it. Trust me.
No.
Good book.
No, it's not. It's like it's a genealogical record for Jewish kings. I don't have any interest in that.
Just read the New Testament then.
Just read only the New Testament, but then Leo would be like, "You did read the Old Testament." And I'm like, nah, I'm just not gonna read it at all. Showed him, got him. Cover the cover.
Christ cucks BTFO'd.
Indeed. I was just trying to hold it to that standard of, wow, this is the creator wrote this and he passed it down. This is like the word from the creator, and we're gonna take everything he says completely seriously, and it's just like all this is like super pertinent knowledge that'll help you live and moral guidance, and it's just like, oh, Moses had a son who was 1,000 years old. His name was like Jeff, and there was another son whose name was like Enoch, and he was also 1,000 years old, and that's like just for 20 chapters. I'm like, okay, how about that? The Bible is too long, man. Indeed, it's too long, and it talks about Judaism too much. Thomas Hobbes is overrated. I like Hobbes though. I think Hobbes is more right than Loki. Loki is a memer. Hobbes is more correct in his sort of assessments. Anon and Jeff. Oof. Well, have you read any books recently, Constantine?
Trying to. I started on one.
All right. What book was it?
It was Claymore.
Claymore. Is that a book or a manga?
Well, technically a book.
Manga is it's a manga.
Is it
it's a comic book. Claymore the manga, right?
Yes.
This is the book you started to read? All
right.
It's
a good book. The good book.
The good book, Claymore? All right.
I've tried to stretch this out.
Good try, my man. It's a good thing we had to
Sure.
end early today. That's all I can
Yeah.
say. Natsuki says manga is literature. I mean, Natsuki is a meme lord and worst girl in her game, so I don't know if you should listen to her. Claymore is good. There are 20 of them. The length of the Bible is a common excuse not to read the Bible. My excuse is I tried to hold it up to the standard of being the Word of God, and it was boring and shitty, so sorry. Your Word of God didn't really convince me. I know it's a spicy opinion, but I don't want to hear about, like, 1,000-year-old Enochs. I don't care about their genealogical record. This has no bearing on life or the universe or metaphysics or anything. It's just a fucking boring tribal story written by some tribals. I don't want anything to do with it. Monica is worst girl. Monica's best girl. You're wrong, Raymond.
No, you're his best girl.
Monica's the only girl in the game. That's the whole point. The other characters aren't even girls. They're NPCs.
No, she's still best girl.
Monica is best girl. No, not even close. She knows she did what is necessary. She she slaughtered the younglings, if you will. You know? She unsheathed her katana and did what was right. Yeah.
I feel like the game can only be experienced blind.
Exactly. I'm actually very happy I read it blind because it's a good memory now instead of being like this sort of forced meme shitty game.
Yeah.
I also did Undertale blind, and so I'm also happy I did that. So it wasn't like this whole like I didn't build it up at all. I thought it was alright. I thought it was like, oh, that's cool. I like how they did the sort of this like killing aspect of the story. That's nice. Whatever. And then like it just became this disgusting fucking cancer fan base. Is this a liberalist stream? No. She leaves you in the end, dum dum. What are you talking about? You leave her in the end, dwarf. You can leave. You can have Monica on forever. You can just never delete her, and you can always log in and see your Monica. But you leave her. You betray her. Monica did do nothing. You're just ungrateful. You're ungrateful to Monica, the best girl of that game. Yeah, right. I agree about the Bible, Jeff. I mean, look, if you're gonna have something that's going to be, it's literally the Word of God, the Creator of all things. I expect every page to be literally fucking dripping, oozing, in fucking in Revelation. And when I have to read about genealogy of people living in deserts, I'm like, okay, this has nothing to do with Revelation. And
sounds like you need to get good, Jeff.
I don't need to get good. Your Bible needs to get good. To be honest, fam.
Nah.
You need to. Maybe I should go read the fucking Mormon's Bible. It sounds like it's more actiony. Sounds like it's more made for the average audience. I went to mostly blind. I heard that Yuri went crazy, avoided her. Went for Sayori. Yeah, I tried to save Sayori the first playthrough. Obviously that didn't work. And then I went to Sayori to Yuri, and then I'm like, oh, Monica was best girl the whole time. Unpopular opinion. I don't know. I don't have any problem with Christians, but you know, your book is it's lacking something. Natsuki best girl. Sayori was dedicated. Yeah, she was cool. I always liked the childhood friend aspect. All right, we're coming up here on 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. Eastern. That's when Leo's going to stream. This was a shorter one. Our guest was a little taciturn, a little timid. Sorry if you guys were expecting the whole shebang, the whole like 5-hour autism stream. Not this time. Things went on. I was tired and sick. Constantine was never finished a thing. And then Laplace can only talk about Toho. So we're good. I'll stream tomorrow after I get a good rest and after I run D&D. That'll be fun. I'll have a reset sleep schedule. My stream will be earlier probably. It'll be at more reasonable time. And I'll go to bed at reasonable times. It'll be nice. Hope you guys go watch Leo's stream. Constantine is crying in silence. I got a show to play. I was lucky to come in at the end. Yeah. You go watch Leo's stream on the Trinity, the Holy Trinity. I'll close out here in a second. Thanks for watching, and this was Anon of the Week. This is the worst episode of Anon of the Week, but it at least aired. It was like the recap episode, so don't worry. The next episode will be like a full one, hopefully, probably. Where is Leo's stream? On Leo's channel. All right, yeah, see you. Good night.